Welcome back to another episode of Tulum Magazine, and this is another in the series of courageous Canadian girls, and I'm so excited to have this conversation with Selah. She is probably one of my favorite, most dynamic people I've met here in Tulum, with a surprising connection in terms of background. And I can't wait for you to meet her and learn more about her. So welcome, Selah.
Thank you for having me. Hola.
So tell us a little bit about where you're from. And I'd love to hear about your life before you came to Tulum.
Okay. So I'm from Toronto, but I was in Montreal for the last 3 years before I moved to Tulum. Okay. So from 2018 to 2021.
Yeah.
I was in Montreal and I sold everything, moved back to Toronto for 3 weeks, and then I came to Mexico. So
and what were you doing in Montreal?
So in Montreal, I was a chef, and which I've been doing for many years. I went to culinary school.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of personal chefing. I've worked for companies, so I've done banquets. You name it in the cooking, I've done it. Like camps, banquets, private, public, restaurant, fast food. I've done it all.
All right.
Private homes, whatever. So I was doing that, and also I'm an entrepreneur, so I make my own natural body butters and deodorants. So I was making those and selling those. I was thrifting and flipping and making really crazy. Actually, my money from flipping items paid for my ticket to Mexico, my first month of living expenses.
Really?
Yeah. So.
And how did you decide on Mexico? Like, why Mexico?
Because I had come in 2020. We did a friends trip.
Yeah.
There was about 8 of us that came.
Yeah.
And we just went to the resort in Playa Car.
Yeah.
In Playa del Carmen Sandos. It was
Yeah.
really fun. 5 days. And then we all extended our trip. So Leah, she stayed for 6 months. She didn't leave.
Yeah.
She came home, settled up, and then came back. So she never left for the whole time. I was here for almost a month.
Yeah.
And we went from Playa del Carmen to Tulum for 7 days, and then we all kind of broke up and did our own thing after Tulum. Leah went and traveled a little bit in Mexico.
Yeah.
I went back to Playa del Carmen for another 10 days or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I came home, and I was shut in for 4 months and everything, but had a lot of spiritual growth in that time, and I was only planning to come visit again.
Yeah.
And Leah and our other friend kept being like, come, and I was like, yeah. I was getting comfortable again in Montreal, and I was starting to make my money, doing my thing. But then COVID started hitting hard and all that bullshit, and I ain't about that life. I ain't doing it. And
You're not about that lockdown life.
No, not about that, not about the vaccine, not about taking any tests. I'm not doing it. So it was getting really bad, and so I just decided I was just fed up with the government bullshit, and I was also fed up with just people in the cities bullshit. And it was just like, and for me, like, with the whole COVID, not to get too deep into the COVID thing, but for me, like, I was in a lot of hip-hop circles, and, like, for me, I just don't think that you could be hip-hop and then fall for the government's bullshit at the same time. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't correlate with me, and there was just a lot of hypocrites. I was seeing, like, community, like, bullying, like, ones of us that weren't believing in this stuff. It just got out of hand, but I was just like, you know what? F all of this stuff. I'm going to Mexico. You know what? In fact, I think I'm going to move there. And so I think I prepared like 3 weeks of hardcore selling everything I own. Like, I gave a lot of stuff away. So I was giving a lot of stuff to charities and stuff, which was good. So I know a lot of people left some things at laundromat. Like, I sold everything. And I brought my booty down here, test-free, vaccine-free. Like, I'm one of the purest human beings that are on the planet Earth right now.
You know, I love that you mentioned hip-hop. Because a lot of people don't understand. They're not going to understand what you just said about hip-hop. Because they don't understand that actually hip-hop is bigger than the music. And it's actually, like, why don't you explain, like, what does hip-hop mean to you? And why did you make that connection?
What a question. You know, I've always wondered the day someone's going to ask me this question.
Come on.
Because I think I've asked that question in interviews. Hip-hop, what does it mean to me? I don't know. It just is. It's a part of me. I always say R&B heart with the hip-hop soul.
Okay.
That's me. And it's everything. It's truth, it's grit, it's getting through it, it's being resilient, it's being creative, it's the music, obviously, but it's the message behind the music.
Yeah.
And a lot of this stuff deemed as hip-hop today is just kind of like new school fillers. I don't even know what to call it.
Right.
But like real hip-hop, it just I don't know why I'm gonna start crying. Like it just hits your, I can feel it right now. It just hits your heart and your soul. Even if it's about ghetto shit, like real hit, you can feel it. There was still a story, there was still a message, they're telling you something.
Yeah.
So for me, especially when it's standing up for rights and civil rights and all that stuff, and talking about equality and, you know, fuck the police, like one of the whatever, like how are we all of a sudden being like, oh, the government actually they put crack in the neighborhoods, you know, like they don't keep our lights on, they don't clean the waters, like they're the last, especially in the United States, like those neighborhoods are the last neighborhoods to be serviced for anything and the first to be tested for vaccines and stuff. Yeah. So for me, it's just like, how do you all of a sudden just trust the government? All of a sudden they're making sense just out of the blue of all the things, all the bullshit they fed you that is so clear, and then all of a sudden this is not. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. So it makes me wonder, like, are half these people even real? There's a lot of robots and AI going around. So I don't know.
So that's why you were like, I'm not sticking to the program. Y'all trying to program me with, I'm leaving, and you found yourself in Tulum. Tell me your first impression of Tulum. What did you think of it?
I actually was in Playa del Carmen at first for 2 months. Settled there, and then I moved to Tulum. And I always wanted Tulum. Yeah. So when we first came for a visit, like, we loved it right away. Yeah. So
what did you like about it?
I don't know. It's just like this vibe. I can't...
No, it needs to be explained. It needs to be explained.
It's a feeling. Sometimes you can't explain a feeling. It's just like a vibe. I'm very city, but it's very small. I forget how small townish it is. Cause like, I'm like, oh, you know, everybody knows each other, but I'm not as taken aback or like put off by that. Whereas in other smaller towns, like I've lived in Ottawa, Ontario, and whatnot, a part of my life, and like everybody knows each other, I'm kind of like, oh god, you know someone. So it's like you don't. But here, I think it's because it's such a mix from people literally all over the world. Like everyone's traveling or expats that it's. I mean, there's that core of so-and-so's, but that's usually the music community that I'm talking about for me, but it doesn't put me off or be like, oh, no, you know so-and-so, or oh, we know the same people. Like, I don't know. I guess it's just refreshing, and it's tropical every day. So, I mean, I've manifested my dream life weather. Like, I used to go outside every day in the summer and be like, this would be the perfect weather for me. Like, it's the perfect weather. Even when it's too hot, give me the hot. Yeah. I haven't worn jeans in 2 years. Oh. Like,
jeans will not see me
or hoodie,
in a bra.
Like, I haven't worn a bra in like 5 years, like straight up.
Nope.
There was just one hot summer in Toronto, and I was like, no more. I don't care. I'm not doing it.
So one of the things I admire about you is that you plugged in. I'm like, how is this woman singing R&B and rapping and has found a bunch of Mexicans that she can do this with? God. Like, walk me through that journey. Like, how did you find the music community here?
Yeah, how was I doing that here? Well, that's another thing. I was actually doing that too before I came here. I did a lot of shows.
I know,
in Canada,
but how did you do it here?
But here, I just came and I must have. Okay, I think the real plug, because was I singing before I bumped into that person? I think so. But one day, me and Leah, which you're gonna meet her, we like to like go and eat ice cream and people watch on the main road. Like that's a thing that we go to do. And we're like, it's our time to be entertained. And so we were people watching one day, and these guys ride by on their bicycle, and they have instruments, and I was like, oh, music, and I was just like, oh, I'm a singer. It was just really quick, and they were like, oh, hi. And then they actually turned around and came back and started talking to us. Okay. And then they pulled out their little guitar, and we just had like a quick little freestyle session on the street. And then one of the guys took our number, and he invited us to Casa Alba, which is like my favorite place to go now. He came to our house, like we shared a smoke, and because I was like, oh, I'm actually ready to start music again, so I'm actually looking for people to play. So you're a guitar player, like,
Yeah.
let's get together. Cool, acoustic.
Yeah.
So he came, invited us out to this music night, Casa Alba, which is this open jam every Wednesdays. They're closed for 2 months now, but every Wednesday they have this live jam of local musicians. So
Yeah.
they're like incredible. It's so dope, it's so fun. And you can just kind of get up on the mic if you're feeling it, if you're a singer. So we went, and I wasn't going to sing, but then they started playing something that just hit my soul. And I was like, I got to go. And went, sang. It was kind of like a blues, whatever. Like, everyone loved it. It was so dope. And then I just stayed connected with that bass player. And then he invited me to play with his band at Palma Central that week. So I went. And then from there, he knew musicians, so he kind of got them together. And then we started playing, and we gigged quite a few places. And then we kind of like, the band kind of dispersed a bit. And then I met my other bandmate. It's just me and him that we've been playing for the last while, Nacho. We met him at ceremony, an Aya ceremony. He was providing the sound, I think, at the ceremony. Actually, I wasn't even there at that ceremony, but the one that the ceremony that I missed, he was there, but we met him with some ceremony friends at Nomade.
Yeah.
Because they were playing there, like, beautiful music, and he was there in the crowd, and then Leah introduced me to him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh yeah, I play lots of instruments, and then we just came together, mashed it up, and then we started performing, started getting gigs, and yeah, I just started getting gigs, meeting these guys at events that we would go to.
Yeah.
But it all started, I think, Casa Alba was where it really, really started.
I see.
But actually, no, originally it started with capoeira. Because we used to take capoeira classes. And our capoeira teacher is the most phenomenal musician. He goes by, what do they call him? A skeleton or something like that. Whatever skeleton is in Spanish, they call him
Do they still have the capoeira classes?
Yeah, every Saturday it's donation only. They have. I have to start going back again. So if you want to go, we can go. Yeah.
Okay, I learned something new.
Yeah. So he is a phenomenal musician. Like sax, he plays everything, and he's singer, and he's just like, oh my god, incredible. So I think he must have invited us.
Yeah.
To something. Our Leah had performed at Palma Central, and he was doing a capoeira display, but I think he was singing too with the band at the same time, and so we met him there, and then I don't know, just from there, like, and then all the musicians know each other, and it's just we have a lot of local friends.
I love it. I think you're so multi-talented.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna edit in some video here so you guys can experience what I'm talking about. But I do want to tap on to something you mentioned. You mentioned ceremony. Yeah. So I haven't spoken with people. I've been interviewing people, but I haven't spoken with people yet about that aspect of Tulum.
Okay.
And the different modalities and the different ways that people can connect and are healing. What is your experience been in terms of healing, mental health, tapping into the whole spiritual side of Tulum? What's been your experience?
I don't get too hardcore into all the stuff that's going on, but I have I did a peyote ceremony, which was cool last summer. Ayahuasca is my thing. Specifically, I've done the Ubanda one, which is a mix of the African tradition mostly, and then the Brazilian traditions. Mm-hmm. They kind of put in a little bit of candomblé, I think they put in there. But they deal with the orishas, and it's like all music and all dancing all night, and it's just like ayahuasca is very personal, and I think everyone needs to experience it to have a description of it, because it won't be the same. Yeah. But it's like, if I could spend my day being in that ceremony, like I would love to one day be traveling and serving it or something. Like it's really nice.
What do you if you just take people to the first time you did it, like what was it about it that connected for you?
It's a feeling. And a lot of like, you do a lot of purging, so a lot of like a lot of like exorcisms. I saw a lot of exorcisms happening to people. Like I saw like demons leaving people's bodies. So it's a healer. It's good for you. I mean, you could read articles on ayahuasca. Yeah. There's nothing bad said about it. They're like, it's great for you in many doses, and it's like, it's actually really, it'll change your life.
Yeah.
I wish everyone to be able to sit with it once in their lifetime, at least once. But it was amazing. At one point, I'm looking in the mirror, and my whole body is like going like paisley, like blue, like iridescent colors. All those colors, all that magnificent you see is from another realm. And we tap into it and get it. Like fluorescent, all of that stuff, it's not from here. It's like from somewhere else. And it comes through because it's just like, all that stuff is like, they say as above, so below. But it's like, wherever these realms are, it's like, those are where our creativities are coming from. And it's like, we're putting spirits, whatever, on paper. Like how we dress, everything, it comes from somewhere else. So the colors, though, I realized that was really cool. And I was very like in my own little world, but still extremely present. Yeah. At the same time. So it's interesting. You literally are just following the feeling. Yeah. Like you're just following the feeling. You just surrender, and you just, if my hands want to go like this, they're going like this. If they're pulling something down, like, they're always saying that you're working while you're doing it. And especially it's this one is specifically for us, like melanated people. Yeah. It's for us. Not a lot of us there. But it's for us. So it's like when they see us, like when the shaman and everything, like they would more like to cater to us. They want to see us there because they're like, this is for you. Like, yes. So it's magical. It's magical.
So I'm always careful to make sure that I'm presenting a balanced view. You know, not just the rosy side. Let's talk a little bit about the challenges of either being a solo traveler, you know, being away from home, or living in Tulum, or being an entrepreneur. Like, what are some of the challenges?
The biggest challenges, I would say, would be low season. Yeah. It's like just scraping on by. That's everything else. Like, I don't miss home like that. Like, I don't care if I ever go back to Canada again. Like, personally, I gotta go back and come in and out. But otherwise, like, I'm good. Yeah. But the challenges for me would be as an entrepreneur, because you have your highs and your lows. So sometimes you get lots of interest, but then like no bookings, or you get lots of bookings and then it's no book. It's like it fluctuates. So I guess it's just about still maintaining my joy and not losing faith while I feel like I'm losing everything at the same time. So that's been the biggest challenge. Like mental health, I've had a few episodes. I have to say, like I've been in through my shadow of the dark, or whatever they call it, the dark night of the soul. I think I've had that a couple times here. Through. Yeah, and it's just like the one thing that I won't give up on is holding my truth and my faith in my ancestors, and knowing like they've always pulled me up, and I've always been okay, even when it felt like it wasn't going to be okay. It's just I don't like that last minute save stuff. You know, I want to be comfortable all the time. And just like have, especially because I know what I have to offer is, it's like real and it's genuine and it's good stuff and it's coming from a good place. It's just, it'd be nice for it to just to catch on. And,
Well, let's talk about that, because you wear many hats. So people, by the time they get to this section, they will have seen you perform, because I would love to share some of the videos I've recorded of you performing. But you also mentioned that you are a chef. Yes. So why don't you just take people through, like, if you're coming to Tulum, what are some of the things that they could engage with you?
Okay, so one thing is that I'm a chef. So I've been a private chef for many years, went to culinary school. So you could have maybe a weekly lunch with me, because I do offer pop-up lunches. You could hire me privately. I could feed you, your friends, your family, birthday party, or if you have a retreat coming, I can service your retreat. I do dinners once a month here at X Clubhouse. So I do Caribbean, vegan, and vegetarian dinners, sometimes pescatarian. That you could come get tickets for. Sometimes it's dinner and a show. But if you hit me up with enough time and you're like, I would like to order a lunch for me, or what can you, whatever, that can always be arranged unless I'm really swamped. Yeah. It's not a problem. So, yeah, and then I have the monthly meal prep, weekly meal prep. People order a few meals from me a week. They pay me, I make the meals. Either they come pick it up or deliver. That's one thing. Sometimes I have a show and I'm performing live.
Yes.
So if you just follow me on Instagram or something.
What's your handle?
At Selah_Genesis, which is SELAH_GENESIS. You can follow me there and you'll see everything that I'm into. I make natural body butters and deodorants. I swear by I swear by all of it.
Yeah.
The deodorant, I haven't bought commercial deodorant since 2014. So, and I was in a bad
We're living
way.
in a hot place.
We're in a hot place, yeah. So I make body butters and deodorants. Like I said, I'm a singer, but if it's something like you want to hire me for a private party, I could come with like a band or acoustic guitar player.
They're amazing musicians.
Yeah, so there's so many things. I also have access to dancers, and so we could actually put you do a full show.
Yeah.
You either put on a show, or if you have shows you want to do here, like do your private entertainment, whatever. We got it going on. I also host spoken word nights.
Let's talk about your spoken word and your writing workshops. I mean,
I'm at X Clubhouse because I'm here for the expansion. I want to be flying free, no capping. Be sitting here in harmony, no scrapping. Let's be on them Sangha vibes, hear me rapping. Be coming through with that group meditation. Because you know it's the best education. My heart is open, I feel like we are one. All the rays, part of the sun.
I think this is like what I would love is for people who are really trying to hone those skills to come down here, spend some time with you.
Yeah.
Because you are actually probably one of the best female freestylers that I've heard. I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm like, what? She just freestyles on the spot like that. Where did that come from? Do you come from a family of musicians?
Yes. On my dad's side, all gospel singers.
Okay.
On my mom's side, I think my grandmother said that when she was a teenager, she used to do singing competitions. So
yeah.
I didn't know that until later in life. And I was like, oh, cool. So I get it from both sides. The writing, I'm sure there's somebody else in my family. Actually, my dad is a really phenomenal gospel songwriter.
Oh, really?
And he writes songs for his church sometimes, and they'll sing them, or other churches will request him, and I keep telling him, you need to retire and become a gospel writer. So I'm actually helping him write something right now. He had this crazy dream the other day, so he wants to write. He said he heard the melody, that's something he never heard before in his head. So,
ooh.
I don't know if we can but I'm helping him put something together now, just through his words. He's describing it to me, so I'm just I help people with songwriting like that. So
yeah.
stuff.
So what can people expect when they attend a writer's workshop?
Soul Writers is what it's called, and we just go through a bunch of different fun writing games. So I like to open up with affirmations and some cacao, kind of open up our heart space and just get us in a groovy little mood. And then we just have instrumentals. I play instrumentals in the background, and then we do different writing exercises. So a big one that we do a lot is we each pick 2 or 3 words, depending on how many people are in the group that day. You pick 2 or 3 words, and then you have to use all those words in something that you write. And they'll give you maybe 5 to 7 minutes or something, depending on whatever, to write that. Then we all recite and see how we made it rhyme. And it's usually a topic of the day that we'll be focusing on. So we do freestyling, so I'll do the same thing with maybe 10 words, but we all have to do a freestyle off the top of our heads using those words. So I'll be checking them off list by list. Sometimes we do a thing where you start writing and then you swap books and then you finish.
Oh,
the other people with you finish. So we just do a lot of different fun exercises. No pressure. You could be really good at writing or not. It doesn't really matter. It's just more of to have fun, but also just to get more comfortable writing and even getting comfortable performing a little bit and just getting comfortable speaking in front of people. Even for me, I'm still nervous hosting these things. I'm like, ugh. But you gotta get through it.
I don't know what she's talking about. She's so good.
You gotta get through it.
So what can people expect this next season? So we're in slow season right now.
Yes.
How can people connect with you in your socials? Maybe just say those again.
Yes.
And what are you thinking? How long are you thinking you're going to be in Tulum? Where's your head at right now?
Right now it's indefinitely.
Yeah.
I don't have any big plans to leave. I might like step out and come back in or whatever. But as far as I know, I'm here for a while. The best way to reach me, I guess, would be Instagram. So that's at Selah_Genesis, which is SELAH_GENESIS. I also forgot to add in that me and Leah, we also have a kids channel, YouTube kids channel.
Yeah.
Where we have like 5 music videos out that we've done. We still have 5 more that just have a little tweaking to do that are they're like been ready to release. And we have an Instagram page too, McFly World Kids. And so if you're a parent and you're in Tulum and you're looking for some fun activities for your kids, please message me because I do offer activities on Tuesdays and Thursdays for a couple of hours. Just like music, writing, games, whatever. Just some loosey-goosey fun, like interactive, educational,
super fun
stuff. Snacks provided and they're healthy. I'm a chef, so you got that. So yeah, we do that. So check out our YouTube channel. It's called McFly Culture and Learning. McFly World Kids Culture Learning.
Okay.
We have some music videos up there, plus some little in-between educational videos. Think you're gonna dig it for your kids. Because we used beats that we like. So it wasn't like Baby Shark beats. We were like, if you're gonna put this on repeat, at least mom and dad could be like, it's Baba.
Yes.
It's Baba. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's give a shout out to, you live in a pretty unusual place. Let's give a shout out to where you live and what can people expect there.
Oh yeah, so it's like where I live, Tulum.
You so used
Oh
to
yeah, I know. So I live in this really cool artist building owned by my friend. I help property manage it. Her name's Leah McFly, and we run Cosmic Roots. Tulum, it's an ejido, colonial ejido, and it's a magical portal, and you really won't understand until you physically come there and step into it. It's a feeling. It's more of a feeling that will just like encapsulate. And I mean, maybe we're the portal because everywhere we live, people get sucked into the energy.
Yes.
It's hard for them to leave. They're like, oh, I forgot my bag. It's in their hand. But we're like,
I went to a party there, and the music was bomb. The music was fire.
We had
so fun.
DJ Lady Ryan kill it. She killed it. She was our DJ that night. But yeah, like you come to Cosmic Roots, you're gonna feel the vibes. I do host spoken word. My soul writers there between here and X Clubhouse. There we do. I know Leah's gonna be doing some dance classes, whatever. We're gonna be doing like reggae vibe nights where we're gonna have like Caribbean food for sale, drinks for sale. We come in through, catch a vibe. We're actually doing something on the 21st. I don't know if this is gonna be aired by then, but July 21st, we're having a little something at the house. So tap in. It's gonna be free. Donations are welcome. But we're still building up the space. But we have theme rooms. So we have the Egypt Kemetic room, which is like, I've stayed in all of the rooms and like they all just have a vibe. They just suck you in. The Egyptian room really feels like I'm in an Egyptian tomb or something. Like the bedroom is just like, you don't see me. If I'm in there, you're never gonna see me again. Like it's super dope. We have the Cosmic room, which is still getting set up, but we've got some cool like paintings on the wall and everything in there. We have the African tribal room.
Okay.
Which is super dope as well. It's just a nice vibe. And then we have the Mexi roster room, giving you those vibes.
So this is Cosmic Roots. Does it have an Instagram page?
Yes, at Cosmic Roots Tulum. So
All
Cosmic
right.
Roots Tulum, sound it out. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing stuff from there. It's like I said, like check us out online, but really you need to come into the space to feel it, to understand, to know, and you'll just know when you come. Like
Yes.
you'll just know, you'll feel it.
Maybe I'll edit in the video from the last party you guys did. 'Cause
Oh
it was
yeah,
so much fun.
and.
Come on, everybody, let's go!
the house. It's so lucky this blog might save your ass. Greet the house. The house is very much alive, and it scans people, like, straight up. I've seen it greet people up. Like, don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed.
With your crazy
don't be
energy.
alarmed. But just come in and just greet the house and say hello. Like, just greet it. All the rooms are alive. But it's not like a freaky alive, things moving and all that stuff. It's just, you'll know when you come. It's like a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Selah, there's going to be some young lady somewhere watching this from her small town, and maybe she sees this on YouTube. She's been trying to debate whether she should make the leap to leave her city, leave her country. What would you say to her?
Take the leap. Don't sleep. Take the leap. Honestly, you can always go back home if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Remember, like, you're not a tree. You can move. Like, at least even if you did it for a week or two or a month or two or 6 months or forever, like, I think you have to do it at least once. And it's better than not knowing if you liked it at all.
So y'all, you heard it here first. You're not a tree. You can move. Selah, thank you so much for joining us on Tulum Magazine.
Yes,
so everybody,
Tulum
hit
Magazine.
her up on IG and you will not regret it. She's a unique experience.